Hey there folks, Corey here with SlashGear. We are taking a look at a brand new phone from Huawei. Here it is, the Huawei Ascend P1, as you can see on the box there. This is a brand new phone from them, very thin, very light, very beautiful, Android 4.0, dual core processor. Huawei's really been stepping it up. We saw this a little bit at CES and again at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain. And they've really been stepping it up, so we're just going to open the box and show you some of the goods. So here it is, the new phone from Huawei. And real quickly, we're just going to kind of toss that aside, see what we have here. In the box, your little charger, USB cord, there was some paperwork, and that is about it. But the main thing here isn't the box, it is this fancy new phone from Huawei. As you can see, it is just thin, very thin. It's actually 7.6 millimeters thin. Very big difference when you compare it to something like the Galaxy Nexus that is thin, but still obviously quite fat when you really look at the two. So there it is, 7.6. They do have that slight hump on the bottom, like a lot of Samsung phones have had. It kind of reminds me of a Samsung phone. It's got a very lightweight, cheapy feeling plastic, but it does still feel nice and durable in the hand, so kind of a toss up there. I'm kind of getting fingerprints all over it. But real quick here, we have a 4.3 inch screen. It is not 720 or HD or anything. It's a QHD Super AMOLED, so it's going to be 540 by 960, which still looks really good actually. It does have Android 4.03 ice cream sandwich, but they have the 3 buttons down below instead of the on-screen capacity or the on-screen navigation buttons. Around on the side is the power button and a micro SD port. Then up top is the SIM slot, the charging port, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. And then onto the side is just the volume rocker. But as you can see, it's very nice looking. Got the speaker grill down below. Very just sleek phone. Does have an 8 megapixel camera on the rear with dual LED flash, and a 1.3 front-facing camera that was actually surprisingly good. But under the hood we have a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processor. Go ahead and get this booting so we can see here. It is a Texas Instrument 1.5 gigahertz dual-core, 1 gig of RAM. It has 4 gigabytes of internal storage, which isn't a lot, but then you can use that SD slot to add as much as you'd like. To that, it doesn't have a removable back from what I can see. They give you access to the SD slot and the SIM slot, which is kind of goofy and in the way, if you ask me, way up here. And then putting it back in, it doesn't quite fully smoothen out, but oh well. But there it is, and we are booted into Android. There it is, Android 4.0.3 ice cream sandwich. And as you can see, they've customized the lock screen. Go right into missed calls, unlock, direct to the camera if you'd like. And there it is, it's set to front-facing camera. But, show that one more time. Quickly launch right into the phone, and there it is. Ice cream sandwich here was definitely a little laggy when we saw this at CES, but it's definitely stepped up. We have some games, Riptide GP, FM radio, and a sound recorder all pre-installed here. But, oops, I'm used to the back button being somewhere else. I can see it is it looks really good. The screen's actually quite nice. I'm impressed with the screen, even though it is only a QHD. It's not 1280 by 720 like a lot of phones, but standard ice cream here other than a few minor changes. So we have a couple things with that, with the pull down bar, but other than that it looks generally stock ice cream. You see the clock up top. We have DLNA, mobile QQ, high space cloud storage, and Riptide GP and Polaris Office, and that is about it. It's basically stock here. Going to the gallery, going to phone. Phone has a little start up there. Doesn't have a SIM card in it, so I wasn't able to test that yet, but we'll get to that. Push and hold the home button, like you can expect, is the multitask with ice cream sandwich. You just swipe to delete those. But overall here, pretty impressive. Everything's smooth. It's just a standard, very standard Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich, so there's not a lot to look at there. Basically what makes this different here is the fact that Huawei is stepping up their game. They have a nice 4.3-inch screen, a dual-core processor, the latest version of Android, SD slot. Sadly, it's only got a 1650 milliamp hour battery, and the back is not removable from what I can see unless I really yank on it, so that might pose a problem. But there it is, the brand new Huawei Ascend P1, and they do have a P1S that is the world's thinnest phone. We'll be looking at that soon, but for now, stay tuned for the full review coming up soon. Thanks for watching, guys.